Well, hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celisa, and here on this channel, Celisa Danielle, we're mainly gonna be talking about how to get our health journey in check. And that includes diet, exercise, as well as some spirituality and mental health. Each week, I decided I would come on and share a weekly weigh-in. And even though the number on the scale is not as important to me as it is to be healthy, it is an indicator, right? It's a tool and it's a measurement guide that'll kind of tell us if we're headed in the right direction. So yeah, I'm gonna be sharing my weekly weigh-in today. Another thing that I wanna share with you guys is just some, I wanna call it meal prep, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't like meal prep. So it's gonna be some recipes that I made this week and I did eat on them, but I do like, I think, fresher recipes like cooked to order. I don't know, I'm spoiled that way. So I cooked some make ahead meals, a couple of them, one for breakfast and one for lunch, and I'll show you guys those in this video. Also, I did go try on some exercise clothes and I'm still on the hunt for some, but I will show you some footage of me trying on some clothes at Old Navy and just a couple of highlights from the week overall, and then we'll get straight into the weigh-in. So yeah, if that sounds like something that interests you, then let's get right into the video. All right, to start off, if this channel seems like something you like to see and follow along for the growth of us all or be inspired, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I put out a video. Also, don't forget to like the video because it helps it to be suggested to other people who might need this content. All right, so let's start off from the last video. So last week, I decided I was just going to try to drink more water, get more movement in, and stick on track with healthy choices, okay? Not anything specific, but just healthy choices overall, right? Okay, immediately I forgot that my boyfriend had planned for us to do Valentine's celebration on Friday after I filmed the Wednesday weigh-in. So on Friday, we went out to dinner, and you guys, he took me to this really nice Mediterranean restaurant called Knife here in Atlanta. And the food was really good. I ended up ordering some shrimp kebabs with rice pilaf that had like golden raisins in it. It came with fingerling potatoes and some pickled cabbage. I know it sounds really odd, but you guys, it was super tasty. And then I also ordered a pomegranate feta salad that him and I shared. It had like a balsamic vinaigrette on it. And so yeah, that was what we did for Valentine's Day dinner. And it was a really expensive restaurant. For dessert, we ended up having this thing called kanafi. I think that's how you say it, kanafi, which is basically like a really crispy, buttery, flaky pastry, okay? And in the middle of it is some type of cheese that's super stringy. So on the outside, you get this really crispy edge, and then you break inside of it, and it's really warm and gooey and cheesy. And you guys, cheese is a food group for me. So it was delicious. It was served with a side of pistachio ice cream, also some simple syrup type deal that you would pour over it in order to make it extra sweet. But for me, I liked it kind of savory in conjunction with the ice cream. So it was more like, almost like a buttery, flaky grilled cheese sandwich, if you can imagine that for dessert, and then have it with some pistachio ice cream. So it was so nutty and salty and buttery, and it was just so good. I did share some similar clips of what I'm sharing here on the screen with you guys over on Instagram. And matter of fact, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and head over there because I'm hoping to put more daily content over there, okay? So I'll put my Instagram handle on the screen. So after I had that little hiccup in my week, and I definitely was not eating on track for that day, I thought, I really need to get it together, you know? And so I decided I would try to work out a meal prep. And here's some footage of that.
First up for meal prep, I decided to make a breakfast casserole. And so I looked on Pinterest and I tried to find casseroles that had ingredients that I already had in the house. And where this casserole originally on Pinterest was listed with some sausage grounds in it, I didn't have any ground sausage. So I decided I would use some of the Canadian bacon that I had got from Sam's Club. Now I had tons of Canadian bacon, so I put about 12 pieces into this casserole. Those Canadian bacons that I purchased came in a pack of 40, which I will never purchase that much Canadian bacon again. I'm just not a lover of it. But then I also chopped an onion and greased the pan with some olive oil, okay? Now, you totally can customize this breakfast casserole to whatever your liking and your vegetable tastes are. I knew that I would be sharing this meal prep with my kids because there's no way I can eat 6 servings of a whole breakfast casserole. So my kids don't like a whole bunch of vegetables mixed into their eggs. If they have an omelet, if I put a little bit of onion, they'll be okay with it. But other than that, they want more cheese than anything. So anyway, I added a cup of milk, and then I didn't have an 1/8 of a cup measuring tool, so I just used 1/4 of a cup of sour cream, and I mixed all that together. You also can season this casserole to your liking. I put a little bit of pepper, a little bit of Lawry seasoning, some complete seasoning, but that's just because that's the seasonings that I like in my eggs, you know? But you can do whatever it is you enjoy. Next, I just went ahead and added some cheese on the bottom of the casserole because I told you cheese is a food group over here, and then poured in the custard and then topped it with a little bit more cheese. The next thing I did after that was added some bacon bits. Now, I didn't have any bacon to cook and crumble, so I just used these Hormel Real crumbled bacon bits and put the rest of the bag pretty much. I left a little bit for topping, but the majority of it was about maybe 2 tablespoons in. Finally, when I got done with that, I decided to add the crispy rounds onto the casserole. And you guys, I thought I had way more potato rounds, but come to find out I only had 26. I planned for 66. But anyway, into the oven the casserole goes for 45 minutes. While the casserole was baking, I decided I would go ahead and meal prep some chicken salad. I happen to love chicken salad, okay? And it doesn't matter if it's on lettuce, if it's on toast, it does not matter. My kids eat it by the bushels. And I thought there has to be a way that I can make it because it's pretty healthy overall, except for all the mayonnaise that I put inside. So this time I added Greek yogurt. So here I was chopping some celery and green onions. My sister told me to use a can of chicken, white meat chicken chunk, because I've always been the girl who used a rotisserie chicken to make chicken salad. But you know what? This was so quick and so easy. And I did drain all the liquid, except I left a little behind on accident. So that's what you guys saw. Anyway, I added the celery and the green onions and 1 small pack of raisins because I think it really balances out the salty flavor. And then I decided to put Greek yogurt for half of the mayonnaise topping that typically goes in. So I use about 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise typically, but this time I use 1/8 of a cup of mayonnaise and 1/8 of a cup of sour cream. This is where the magic begins. Cavender's Greek seasoning. You guys, this will change your chicken salad game and level it up all the way, and then just combine. And I'm going to be honest with you. At that very moment, I was like, let me go ahead and toast up a piece of bread and get me an open-faced chicken salad sandwich right now in the middle of this meal prep. Okay, so I used this whole wheat keto bread by Nature's Own for 40 calories and served it up. And then the rest of it, I went ahead and put it in the refrigerator, and we all kind of just dipped in it when needed. Well, the casserole, it was time for it to come out of the oven, and it does need to go back in for just a little bit to melt the cheese that goes on top. So I sprinkled a tiny amount of cheese as well as the rest of the bacon bits and some green onions on top, popped it back in the oven just until everything melted and it came out looking like this. This casserole was really good, but I feel like there are some things that I would have done differently, and I will if I make it again. Anyway, I sliced it into 6 servings, and then I went ahead and put it into meal prep containers. My kids, they are so creative. Okay, they took the meal prep and put it into a low-carb tortilla and ate it like a burrito with Taco Bell hot sauce. So that is another option. My 2 portions, I just ate just like this, and I filled the other 2 containers with berries, and that was a complete breakfast for me. It was really good.
And so what I didn't show is I also prepped a soup for dinner, but it was like a chicken pot pie soup, and I didn't like the way it came out, so I didn't share the recipe with you guys. But maybe I should have just included the footage anyway, just to show you what I was trying. So we all had a serving of the chicken pot pie soup, and I served it with some crescent rolls, low reduced fat crescent rolls. And that was pretty good, but it just wasn't anything like wow, no wow factor to it. The breakfast casserole, I would say I'm going to definitely make that again, but a couple of things that I would change next time is mainly put bacon instead of Canadian bacon. I think the Canadian bacon was just a little bit too sweet for a savory casserole like I was looking for, and maybe I'll even add some spicy turkey sausage, so I'm gonna be doing that again. And then also I would make a smaller batch, so it would be like a single serving meal for me and my 2 kids. Instead of having 6 servings, maybe make it into a loaf pan and only have 3 servings. And that way we could just eat it that day and be done with it. Because I don't do that well with reheating things. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a bit spoiled that way. I like fresh foods. As far as the lunch meal prep, which was the chicken salad, I definitely make that all the time, and I will continue to make it. I think the biggest difference in how I typically do it and how I did it this time was I added Greek yogurt, half whey and half mayonnaise, and that actually cut the calories quite a bit. I put the calories into MyFitnessPal for both the recipes, so I'll make sure that I add that here on the screen somewhere for both recipes, okay? So you guys have to have the total nutritional value for each recipe. So I did try to get a lot more movement in this week. And as far as movement, I went walking with my friend Amber. You guys saw her probably in another video of mine. But this time we decided to just go walking in a random neighborhood, and we just kind of took in the sights of the neighborhood. And that I realized I love more than anything. Before, when I was on a health journey with Weight Watchers, I definitely got out and walked outside almost every day. But I started that in the spring, in the thick of like 2020, when everything was shut down. I would get outside and walk. And I feel like it gives me so much, like, I don't know, connection, motivation to walk outside and see things, have things to look at. Because I'm a girl of variety, right? I don't want to just be on a treadmill at the gym. I want to get outside, get some fresh air, see the trees, take in the views. And so we went for a walk in neighborhoods, and I saw some really cute, quaint houses while I was there, as well as they had the staircase that we ended up walking and just took in the sights of the city. It wasn't a really large city, but it did have that quaint feel, and walking in the neighborhoods just felt great that day.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling.
A lot of walking, I would say I did more so this past week than what I did the week before, but I do want to incorporate more weights into my workouts as well. So I'll be doing that next week or this week. Yeah, this week. Finally, I went to go try on some workout clothes, because if I'm going to be going to the gym and doing workouts, then I need some workout clothes, you guys. I don't have anything. And I know you don't have to have it to go to the gym, but if I'm going to go to the gym and do weights, I want to feel my best while I'm there. And yeah, I got some money in my little clothing fund for my cash budgeting. So I'm gonna take some money out of there and go buy me some exercise clothes, or even some of my own personal money and buy some exercise clothes. I decided to go to Old Navy since they were having a sale. And so let me show you a bit of what happened there.
Old Navy. I've gotten workout clothes from here before, and I know that they have bright colors, and I want to get some bright colored workout clothes. Look how cute this top is with this keyhole cut out of it. All of their pieces at this time were buy one, get one 50% off, and they had a lot of really bright colored shirts and tanks as well as pants to choose from. And I don't want to be wearing all black to the gym anymore. Like, I want to stand out, and I want cute pieces. It looks okay from here, but when I go down here, ham roll. Let me show you. Let me see if I can prop it up somewhere. So I was talking in the dressing room, but I'm going to try to voice over it because they did have music playing. This top came, I tried it on at first in a 2X, and it was just way too big. And so I then tried it on in a 1X. One thing I didn't like about this particular top, it doesn't have adjustable straps. And when I tried it on in a 1X, look, the moment I pull it down, it looks great. It has support for the chest, so it's holding things up, but it also rolls up over my little pouch. So yeah, it's not gonna work. It continuously rolled up, and I just don't like that feel. I want it to stay down and stay secure. And so the same thing with the pants. I tried them on in a 2X, they were too big. I tried them on in a 1X, they rolled down. If I was like bending over to do a pull-up or something, they would roll down, my belly will be hanging out. It's like I almost need something with more support around the waist, like more structure around the waist. They were very loose around the waist, but I feel if I got just a regular large, it probably would be too small in the legs. here we are pulling up the pants again, but I tried it on with a different top. This time I felt like I wanted a longer top, and this one still, as a tank, just wasn't long enough. I need something that's gonna cover my belly. And so I'm gonna look for some of the Lululemon long line tanks. I think in the Align design, I think I wanna try some of those. Also, I need something that rises up higher in the back because I have a lot of back fat. And so I want to kind of cover that up somewhat. So yeah, it just wasn't the right pieces for me.
So as you saw, Old Navy was a bust, okay? I'm gonna order some clothes from Buff Bunny, Lululemon, and Athleta. And if I need to return them, I'll return them, but at least I'll have them here so I can try them on and do a try on haul for you guys and kind of see how it goes. I hate going into the stores and taking all that energy and effort and then it doesn't work out like I think and I end up walking out of the store with nothing. It's so annoying to me. But I'm not really a shopper overall, so I think I'll have them delivered to the house, order some things online, and try it on. Luckily at Old Navy, they were having a sale, so I was able to pick up some clothes for my son. So that kind of worked out, me going there, trying on, and leaving empty-handed for myself. I still left with something for my son. All right, so all of that was kind of like a recap of my week. I think food-wise, I did pretty good. Exercise-wise, I did more, but I could do better. Drinking my water has still been a struggle, but thank you to everybody who gave me some suggestions. I started using some of the water enhancers and that helps quite a bit. And I've been filling up my water jug first thing in the morning. And that might've been one of my biggest pitfalls. Like I would wait until maybe 12 or 1 o'clock when I was gonna have my first meal and that's when I would fill it up. But I started waking up, filling up the jug. So when I go out for a walk, I take my water with me all the time. And that makes it it's always accessible to me. And when I'm thirsty, I just gravitate towards the water that I already have. So that's been a huge help. That leads me directly into the mental part of what I felt like. I had a mental breakthrough this week for some reason, and I really have to strive to fight through it. So yeah, let's talk about it. I think I've said it before that I am a true foodie, and I've always use that as a label for myself because I know that I like trying unique and different foods. But I think this week what I realized is how deeply rooted that is within my life, how deeply woven it is in my life, okay? All of my family members are foodies, right? My mom, I told you guys, as soon as I take her to the doctor, she's like, let's go here and pick up this and go over there. That's how she rolls. And she raised us to try all types of foods, all types of cuisines. So there's very little that I won't eat, except maybe some beets. Ugh. Anyway, there's very little foods that I don't eat, okay? But what I enjoy more than eating a lot of foods is trying new foods, having new food experiences. And now in my life, not only is all my family members foodies, but my boyfriend is, my best friend is, my son is. And so at this point, everyone's sending me videos of foods, restaurants, recipes they want me to try. And so there's a constant influx of food content coming at me. Not to include my own YouTube short reel is filled up with Japanese food videos because I'm planning a trip to Japan. So I'm saying I'm constantly being inundated, just flooded with food content. And because I have this true FOMO around food, like fear of missing out, I don't want to miss out on the best steak, a Wagyu steak covered in butter and torched at your table that my best friend sent me in Los Angeles. I don't want to miss out on the tonkatsu ramen that I can get when I go to Japan. I don't want to miss out on the new Cantonese restaurant that my boyfriends text me about that's right here in our city and we must try. Or even like the knefe that I got at the restaurant with my guy. I wasn't necessarily craving a dessert, but I wanted to try that knefe because I had already heard about it in another food video and it was available to me at this Mediterranean restaurant with the cheese and the butter and the crispy outside. Like I wanted to try it. And when else will I have the time to try it? But what that mindset does of describing myself as a foodie and knowing myself enough to know that I have food FOMO, it's real, guys. I truly have food FOMO. And mine is not about like, I want to go back to this restaurant we've already been to. I mean, that moves me somewhat, especially if they have something delicious. But what moves me even more is trying something brand new. That's what keeps me in the constant loop of eating out, trying new foods, trying new desserts, trying that extra special designer donut that I don't need to be indulging in. But I am gonna make room for it here and there. I'm thinking about once a week, I'm gonna make room for myself to indulge in that FOMO mentality, because I'm on a health journey, and to deprive myself of trying new foods, new things, is unrealistic, honestly. Like, I've been doing it my whole life. And so it's not really like a binge behavior or, you know, anything like that. It's just, I need to at least try it. And I end up going to restaurants, sitting down, trying new foods, trying new desserts. And so I'm gonna make space and hold space for that at least once a week. Okay, so that's the revelation I got about myself this week. I did also talk to my family members about it. I spoke to my mom about it. I didn't speak to my sister because she's out of town, but I talked to my boyfriend about it and my best friend so that they could kind of get the idea, like, all the food footage coming at me left and right is really kind of hindering my growth towards this healthy journey that I'm on, because everybody else, they got theirs together. They try all the new foods and eat healthy and exercise all the other days of the week. And that's the mindset that I need to get into as well. So yeah, that's my work in progress for this next week. And now that I said that, guess what this week involves? My boyfriend's birthday. His birthday's on Sunday. And so yeah, there will be some dining out this week, but that will be my one time to indulge. And I kind of got a plan and a special video plan for you guys for next week. So yeah, stay tuned for that. All right, you guys, so let's get into the weigh-in portion of the video. I did go ahead and weigh in on the scale, and last week I was 262 pounds, and this week I ended up weighing in at 259.8, and so I'm down 2.2 pounds, and I will take that as a win for this week. And even though I'm sure there's some things that I will do better over time, I'm gonna appreciate every pound lost as we head towards this overall health and wellness journey of just, you know, getting my life together, okay? And learning to make balance and room for things in all ways. That's it for today, you guys. All right, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave the single emoji that's on the screen, letting me know that you made it. I appreciate you guys for being here, and yeah, look out for the fun video that'll be coming out next week. Hoping I'll update on Tuesday, and I'll probably do a weigh-in that day versus Wednesday, because when I weigh in on Wednesday and upload on Wednesday, it gets to be quite a bit. So I'll probably either upload on Tuesday or weigh in on Tuesday and upload on Wednesday, but I'm gonna try to get it out more on time next week. So I will see you guys then. Take care.